Imagine holding a book that contains the most powerful words ever spoken, not by rulers or scholars, but by the Son of God himself. That book is the Bible, and at its core lies a message so radical it flipped the values of the world upside down. That message is the Beatitudes, a series of blessings spoken by Jesus during his most famous sermon, recorded in Matthew chapter 5. But what do these strange-sounding phrases actually mean? Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. How can weakness, sorrow, or persecution bring blessing? Let us uncover the mystery behind the Beatitudes, a divine roadmap that doesn't make sense to the world, but leads to true and lasting joy. Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus stood on a mountainside overlooking the Sea of Galilee. Crowds had gathered, people desperate for healing, hope, and answers. As they listened, Jesus began to teach. But instead of laying down religious rules, he spoke words of unexpected blessing. He began, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Being poor in spirit means recognizing your need for God. It's the opposite of pride. It's knowing that without him, we are spiritually empty. The world tells us to be self-reliant and proud, but Jesus says blessing begins when we admit we need him. Then he said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." This mourning isn't just about grieving loss. It's sorrow for sin, for the brokenness in the world, for the pain others endure. And to those who mourn with compassion and humility, God promises comfort. Next, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Meekness isn't weakness, it's controlled strength, a gentle, humble attitude that trusts in God. While the proud fight for power, Jesus says the earth belongs to the meek. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. What do you crave most in life? Status? Pleasure? Jesus calls us to crave righteousness, to long for God's justice and goodness, and that kind of hunger is always satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Mercy means forgiveness, compassion, and kindness. When we extend mercy to others, even those who don't deserve it, we reflect God's heart and receive his mercy in return. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. To be pure in heart is to be sincere, honest, and undivided in our devotion to God. It's not about perfection, but about seeking him with a clean conscience. When our hearts are pure, our spiritual vision becomes clear. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Peacemakers bring healing to conflict. They don't stir up drama or division. In a world filled with strife, peacemakers stand out and reflect the character of their heavenly Father. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Doing what's right often comes at a cost. Jesus knew that, and he assures us that even in rejection and suffering, those who stand for righteousness are truly blessed. He finishes by making it personal. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. The Beatitudes flip the world's values. Culture says success, strength, and self-promotion are keys to happiness. Jesus says it's humility, mercy, and spiritual hunger. These statements aren't commands. They are descriptions of what life looks like when it is been touched by grace. The Beatitudes don't tell us how to earn God's favor. They reveal the kind of heart that already belongs to him. So how do we live them? It begins with surrender, letting go of pride, choosing meekness, craving righteousness more than success, being quick to forgive, willing to hurt for what's right. This isn't easy, but it's the blessed life. A life that reflects Christ. Because here is the secret, the Beatitudes aren't just ideals for us to strive toward. They are a portrait of Jesus himself. He was poor in spirit, completely dependent on the Father. He mourned over sin, even weeping for Jerusalem. He was meek, riding into the city on a donkey, not a war horse. He hungered for righteousness, doing the Father's will unto death. He was merciful, healing the broken and forgiving sinners. He was pure in heart, sinless and faithful. He was a peacemaker, making peace between God and humanity. He was persecuted, beaten, mocked, crucified. Jesus didn't just teach the Beatitudes, he lived them, and now he invites us to follow in his footsteps. So the next time the world tells you that you're weak for being kind, foolish for forgiving, or strange for living out your faith, remember the mountainside. Remember the voice that spoke blessing over the broken. And remember this: the path to true happiness isn't found in power, fame, or wealth. It's found in a life fully surrendered to Christ. That is the blessing the world cannot give and cannot take away.